Good day buddies, the time has come for some of the queens we caught using blacklight to take the stage, and have their much deserved update. In this video we'll see what happened the past months, particularly to the queens belong to the genus Chromatogaster. We caught a bunch of them in different colors, from black to dark brown, to the almost yellow to light brown queen with black head. A lot have happened, so watch till the end buddies so that you can make your vote. Cause on your input relies what kind of DIY ant farm should we build for the next episode. Anyway, welcome back buddies. And for those new to the channel, you're also welcome to DColonyyt. Let's begin with the shiny black Chromatogaster queens we caught last June, along with the other queens that will be featured in this video. We set up a single and multi queens, which after a few days, laid a decent amount of eggs separately. Speaking of separately, the three queens setup looks separated their own eggs from each other. Something interesting. In their third week, I'm happy to find out that both of the colonies we set up got a mated queen, as I saw a lot of larvae, and a bunch of pupae. Even our single queen setup got her own set of eggs, larvae, and pupae as well. It's also obvious that the broods of the three queens is only twice the amount of the broods of our single queen. Does it mean one of the queens on our multi-queen colony isn't mated? A high chance I think. Or the single queen is just a prolific egg layer. We'll find out later on this video. For now, let's check them on their fourth week. Our single queen colony successfully raised 6 active workers. A promising queen indeed. I gave them honey, which is the best food for a young colony in my opinion. Though the drop of honey was too big buddies, but don't worry as I will not let it stay inside for an extended amount of time. On the other hand, our multi-queen colony produced a total of 10 workers. It seems we really have an unmated queen over here. Anyway, I offered them honey as well. We can see that only one of the 3 queens are wingless, but I'm hoping at least 2 of them are mated, as wing shedding isn't 100% indication of a mated queen. On their 5th week, both of the black Chromatogaster colony is now used on consuming proteins. An evidence is the growing brood piles. Our single queen colony is now 15 workers strong. While our multi-queen had improved to 21 workers. Though a bad news known as pleomtrosis has come, and we're now down to 2 queens, I hope the workers will not end up killing the mated queen. As one of my Fdolly colony in the past died, cause the workers end up killing their functional queen. That's really the risk of trying to raise a multi-queen colony on an unfamiliar ant species. So don't do it buddies, unless you've got a huge amount of queens with the same species. On their 8th week, both colonies already have more than 30 workers, and a major growth on their brood piles. The difficulty of feeding them without escapees has just started, so I decided to introduce an Outworld for each of the colony, to feed them easier. I will also offer them a clean test tube as cleaning the current one become impossible the past days. I lay a sand substrate just to level the uneven base of the container. But little did I know, I just did the biggest mistake by using this substrate. This move buddies almost killed both of the colonies, slowly. Which I didn't notice the first few weeks. Cause I thought the dying workers were just the nanitics, who died of old age. I start suspecting when 50% of workers of both colonies had died. and their dead bodies were covered with white powder coming from the sand. So I immediately transferred them to another container without substrate, but just after few hours inside the new container, more workers continue to die. I think this were also exposed to the sand's white powder. I'm sure it's the sand powder who's killing the workers, cause this containers was used by my previous ant colonies before, so I'm sure this containers were safe. Along with the flow-on barrier I used on them. I'm afraid the remaining 25% of workers isn't enough to take care of the queen and the huge pile of broods. So I decided to give them a smaller Outworld, for them to recover. After 2 months of recovery, let's check on them. This is our single queen colony. I offered them this new test tube to transfer from, but they made it as a garbage site. The colony now has a couple of hundreds of workers, and a massive broods pile. They have recovered well in the span of 60 days, thanks to their gorgeous and prolific queen. Anyway, our dual queen colony is now far behind. Having fewer ant power, only about 40 to 50 workers. They're not yet well recovered, but they're on the way. I also think that one of the 2 queens stops, or slow down on laying eggs, causing this minimal recovery of the colony. As one of the queens also been exposed to the killer sand, when she ventured out the first day when I gave them their previous Outworld. But I hope she can still recover. I also offer this colony a new test tube, cause their founding test tube is really dirty now. But I find this species kinda hard to move. I've tried exposing them to light and heat but no effect on them. I don't want to overdo it since they're still recovering. Anyway, look at their broods buddies. A great number of workers on the way which will make them catch up anytime soon. The difficulty on feeding and cleaning had started, especially on our single queen colony buddies. It's time for us to make another DIY ant farm for our 2 colonies. But, should we make an arboreal wooden setup, which is a natural home for most Chromatogaster ants? Or should we go for a foam-crete nest ant farm, which is requested by most of you buddies on my Instagram DMs and comments on some of our previous builds? Or should we just do both of these ideas? What do you think, buddies? To vote, please visit my YouTube community post to participate in the poll I created. Let your vote be heard, buddies. I wish to see you there, and on our next episode as well. Anyway, let's move to the other queens. In our dark brown Chromatogaster queens, we did a single, dual, and multiple queens setup. But unfortunately for this species, only one queen is successful in raising workers. Maybe she's the only one mated from the group. But again, unfortunately the queen died, leaving her 5 daughters to take care of her last batch of broods. I continue to raise the orphaned babies, until the last one of them died of old age. Unfortunate for the colony to die too early. On the other side, our yellow to brown queen with dark head also died after few months, and didn't make it to the worker stage. This is my first time catching this color of Chromatogaster queen buddies. And I'm really looking forward on raising her, but I wasn't given the chance. But maybe some other time. Cause the sad part is, not all queens will make it, mated, or not. I just hope you have learned something from this video, guys. Be a genie for the first time, by granting my wish and tapping the like and share button, that would help a lot. This is DColonyyt, saying goodbye. For now. But hoping to see you on my next videos.